Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you are doing good. So today we are going to start with a new lesson, which is our changing earth. We have already discussed about our planet earth, its natural vegetation, kind of environment we live in, etc. But I am sure you must have observed that our earth, our planet is constantly changing and evolving from time to time. For example, once a plain, the Sahara Desert, is now one of the hottest deserts of the world. So how does this transition or this change takes place? Earlier where there were plains, now there are mountains. The plateaus have become plains, etc. So how are these landforms and different kind of things are changing and developing? So let's find out. In this chapter we are going to learn the following. We will see what are volcanoes and how are volcanoes formed. Then we will see an earthquake. What is an earthquake? We will observe a case study about an earthquake and learn about how can we be secured by an earthquake. Then we will study about major landforms of the earth, work of a river, work of sea waves, work of ice and work of wind. We will see how does these four factors, rivers, sea waves, ice and wind work in order to change the major landforms of the earth. So let's begin with this chapter. Now the biggest question before actually reading and learning about it in depth, I want to ask you a question. What do you think how the earth changes? Is it so that overnight the earth changes its face and landforms? Is it so? I don't think so. So, the earth is ever changing, it is evolving as the humans are developing and there are major changes taking place in our day-to-day lives. Our earth, just like that, is also evolving from time to time. All the features of earth that we have studied till now and that we observe and see today were not always the same as they used to be. For example, the oceans that you observe here, they were not the same. The continents, the landforms that you observe and you live in, those were not the same. They have also evolved and developed and changed drastically over a period of time. So, how does these changes occur? Now, what is the reason behind these changes? For example, when our life is changing, there are some form of changes or reasons behind that transition, isn't it? So, when our earth is changing naturally, there is also a reason behind it. There is a natural process of changing of earth that consists of soil. It changes its composition. The composition of soil, for example, if there is alluvial soil or black soil, they start to change their composition, the minerals, the chemicals that are found in them. Then river, it changes its course of formation and it leads to destruction also sometimes. For example, if there is a river flowing from one place or 5 cities, it may change its course over a period of time and it also simultaneously causes a lot of destruction because that may destroy a lot of cities around it. Then natural calamities such as earthquakes, volcano eruption, tsunamis, these kind of natural calamities, they also add to formation of several kind of land features. So, we can see a lot of diversity around us. Diversity in what way? Diversity in form of landforms. For example, if we live in India or if you live in any other country, you may observe different kind of landforms such as mountains, plains, land, plateaus, etc. There are also deserts, rivers, oceans, etc. These are different kind of landforms or water bodies which penetrate, which reside on our planet Earth, and this contributes as to the different diversification of the landforms of Earth. Now there is a theory called as continental drift theory. I am 100% sure that you all may have thought about this theory at some point, but you don't know what it is called technically. So, do you ever have wondered that how the continents Asia, Africa, America, how were they formed? How were they placed differently in different parts of the world? How did it happen? So, there is a theory which is known as continental drift theory behind it. So, in 1912, there was a scientist and geologist named as Alfred Wegener, and he was a German geologist and meteorologist. He proposed that millions of years ago, the continents were one landmass. They were not separated or broken up as they are today. They formed one big landmass. But gradually, as the natural processes change the face of Earth, they started to break up, and that is how we get the continents as they are today. So this theory, the scientists call it the story of continental drift theory. Now, here in the image you can see that, as you see, there was a continent which was the largest continent, only one continent, the landmass collective of all the continents that exist today. That was known as Pangaea here, and gradually as the earth evolved, the land masses which were once all formed a giant landmass, they started to separate and break up. They became subcontinents, and these subcontinents, they started to further break into different continents. So as you can see, observe here that the Pangaea became Laurasia and the other continents, then they were separated into a different kind of continent altogether. Then these started to form a rough shape or territory of the continents that we have today, and thus we get our world map or the world and different continents like South America, North America, Asia, Europe, Australia, Antarctica, etc. It happened millions of years ago, and this Pangaea used to cover 1/3 surface of the earth. Now, what are plate tectonics? As we discussed about the continents and the continental drift theory, we need to understand plate tectonics as well. So, in 1960, the theory of plate tectonics was developed. According to this theory, it explains the causes of different kind of natural calamities such as earthquakes, volcanoes, oceanic trenches, the movement of the ocean and the seabed, mountain ranges, how are mountain ranges formed, etc. So, let's have a look at plate tectonics. This theory of plate tectonics tells us that there are 8 major plates on the surface of the earth. So, we have already discussed about the layers of the earth. We have the earth's crust, the core, the mantle, etc. So, the plates, the crust of the earth is further formed by 8 major plates, and this makes sure how the land surface, the different landforms of the earth are formed. So, there are also other branches of minor plates. So, these plates are further divided into different kind of branches. So, as you see the earth here, we already discussed that the earth is made of crust, mantle, the outer core and the inner core. And this crust of the earth, it is not a very thin layer. It further is made up of different plates which form the land we live on. And these plates, the movement of these plates, it ensures how different landforms or natural calamities take place on our earth. So, now let's first talk about lithosphere plates. As we have already discussed that lithosphere refers to the land we live on, and the plates that consist of, or the elements of plates which are in the lithosphere are known as lithosphere plates. So, it is the topmost layer of the earth's crust, and it is broken into number of plates, and these plates are known as lithospheric plates. As you see here, we have lithosphere here, the topmost layer of the earth's crust, and even this topmost layer consists of different plates which gradually change the surface of the earth from time to time. The earth's crust, it consists of several large and some even small, rigid, irregular shaped slabs or plates. Now, you need to understand, what do you understand by plates? Plates is not something that we eat food in when we talk geographically. These are the long layers or the thick layers of earth which are there on the earth's crust. They may be extremely large or small depending upon the region. And these plates, they carry continents and ocean floors on them. These plates make up the topmost layer of the earth, and this is called lithosphere, which can cause different kind of various changes, transitions on the surface of the earth. For example, occurrence of earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, formation of a new continent altogether, etc. Now, as we discussed about the lithospheric plates, here is an example with you. So, we see the crust of the earth, it is very thick. So, the plates or the large pieces of land which form the earth's crust are known as lithospheric plates. Now, these plates, they move very slowly. It is not like that they move every day and very quickly. They move very slowly over a period of years and just a few millimeters every year. This is because of the movement of the molten magma which is in the mantle and the core of the earth. The molten magma which resides in the earth, it moves in a circular manner. So, when the magma moves, these plates, they also start moving, but gradually, only a few millimeters in a year.